Queensland has long been a beacon of hope. Hope for a job, hope for a better life, and hope for a brighter future. But too often recently, that potential has not been realised, and sadly, that hope has not been fulfilled. And I believe it is not being fulfilled today. And that's why Queensland is crying out for leadership. And I am ready to lead, so let me prove it. Now, some of you might know my story. I'm the grandson of European and British migrants. And on Dad's side, my heritage is Eastern European. From a small village, somewhere near the border, and it changed frequently, of Bulgaria, Greece and Turkey. And on Mum's side, it's British, from Yorkshire. And look, I know, it might disappoint you, it's also true, I am originally from Victoria. But that's part of the great story of Queensland. I moved here with my parents when I was just 12 years old. Part of that first great northern migration of people from the south. And my mum Barbara and my dad Peter, they bought a business in Brisbane, a car dealership, because they saw opportunity. The opportunity to take a risk, to educate their kids, and to build a better life for our family, for my two sisters and myself. And they saw the freedom to do that here in Queensland. They saw a new frontier. They saw a state not hamstrung by rules and regulations and not held back by a big government with a do-nothing attitude. They saw a state with low taxes and a clear attitude of supporting individuals and recognising that it's the private sector that builds our economy and provides the jobs that make our future brighter and our state better. And they did that. Dad did take risks, and he worked hard. I didn't see him much at home on Saturdays. He put it all on the line, took out the mortgage, made the investment. And he was successful, and not without setbacks, but ultimately with the rewards that came from the risk and the hard work and the enterprise that he committed to when we uprooted the entire family and moved here to Queensland. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the environment I grew up in, and that has what's shaped me and my beliefs and my values. And I want Queensland to be that state of opportunity again, that vast land of enduring hope, our safest bet on our future. Because over the years, I've seen it slip away. Too many rules have crept in that hinder us from unleashing our full potential. I'm talking about the entrepreneurial spirit that encourages hard work and risk-taking, when effort is rewarded. Now, recent governments, especially Labor governments, and notably the one led by Anastasia Palaszczuk, have stifled enterprise while at the same time growing the bureaucracy and reach of government, and it's costing more and delivering less. So 2 years into her premiership, Queenslanders would just like to see Anastasia Palaszczuk do something, anything. Queenslanders want a genuine leader who will listen, who will plan and will act, not just another figurehead. So here we go. I love Queensland, and I want to build a better Queensland for all of us. I want the return of that age of opportunity and prosperity I spoke about. And I want to see Queensland grow again and to prosper. My wife Mary and I have 3 kids. We've been tremendously lucky. Jeremy's 17 and just finished school and starting to enjoy the freedom that means. And his younger brother Duncan is 16 And he only has to wait 8 more months to see just what it will mean for him and follow his brother down that path. And my daughter Katie is 14, so there's 3 more years to go there. And my kids have given Mary and I all the joy, all the headaches, and all the irreplaceable experiences of love that blesses any parent. And I want them, and I want their kids, I want all of our kids, right across this magnificent state, to have the same opportunities in life that were open to me, and I suspect that were open to many of you. But to do that, we're going to bring back that frontier spirit that I spoke about. We're going to reopen the state for business to help create the wealth and the jobs for this generation and the next generation and those that come after. A state where if you back yourself, no matter what you do, it will be you who determines your success, not a government. Not a government that owes its existence to faceless union bosses, whose ministers will go to any lengths, even private email accounts, to hide the pull, the sway, and the murky backroom grip of the unions. Not a government bound by such fiscal dyslexia that its only answer is to tie Queenslanders up in more red tape and regulation and punitive taxes. And I believe that my experienced team and I can turn this around. Our prospects as a state, once again, can be bright if we say no. No to the dumbheadedness and the self-interest of political survival, and return real political power to where it belongs. The hearts, minds, and the hard-working hands of all Queenslanders. Now, under my leadership, a Liberal national government won't stand for stagnation. We'll get on with the job. We'll put Queenslanders first. We believe in supporting and incentivising everyday Queenslanders to be the best they can be, and then to get out of their way and let them get on and do it. We don't stand for vested interests. We don't stand for big business, and we most certainly do not stand for the union movement. We stand for hope, for hard work, for reward, and we stand for success. And I am confident of this, that together we will be able to build a better Queensland. However, in my confidence for the future are salient lessons from the past. And almost 5 years ago, we were afforded the privilege of government, and frankly, and while we did do a lot of good things for the people of Queensland, we let them down too. Having been out of office for almost 20 years, there was a built-in urgency to cast off the shackles of recent Labor governments and get in and get things done. And no one doubted that we had major problems to solve. But in moving quickly, we failed to explain, we failed to take Queenslanders with us on that journey. And I acknowledge that we broke the trust of Queenslanders, and for that, I am sorry. My team and I have learned a hard lesson, and we will not be repeating the mistakes of the past. I am not the same person now that I was then. How could I be? I've learnt much from those days, as have my team, and I don't plan on wasting those lessons. That isn't my style. And that's another thing. My style is very different. I wasn't in charge last time, but this time I will be. If Labor's youth jobs crisis is allowed to continue, these young people will soon be a lost generation. In Townsville, 4,300 young people have lost their jobs since the election, and 4,000 of those have been full-time positions. In Cairns, the youth unemployment rate has risen to almost 24.4% in the last 12 months, and that's 1 in 4 young people out of a job in that region. In Wide Bay, where I was at the weekend in Bundaberg, it's marginally higher at 24.5%, and on the Sunshine Coast, which I visited a fortnight ago, 5,200 young people have lost their jobs in the last year alone. And even in Toowoomba, another 2,000 young people have given up looking for work over the past 12 months. In the Logan Bow Desert area, just south and west of Brisbane, 2,800 youth jobs have been shed in the last year alone, and that's on top of 2,000 youth jobs in the Ipswich area. And our famous Outback, that icon of all things Queensland and Australia, is now infamously afflicted with a youth unemployment rate of 1 in 3. Now, these aren't falsehoods. Those are facts, straight from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So this is what we'll do. A Liberal national government will build a better Queensland, and to do that, I'm announcing our 5 key priority areas. We will create jobs across Queensland and responsibly manage the state's finances, and you know that we can do that. We will build stronger families because they are the basis of a strong, vibrant, productive society. And we'll build the roads, the bridges and dams we need, and yes, we will build dams so that we can increase the magnificent agricultural production of our state and provide water security wherever it may be needed. We will provide safe and livable communities across Queensland, and we will deliver better government, not simply bigger government. Now, we know that without a strong economy, government will not have the money to realise those 5 key priority ambitions. So while we focus on those 5 key priorities, our policy development will be centred on the economic drivers that will see those priorities through. And we will focus on these 6 key drivers of the Queensland economy. They will be tourism, resources, agriculture, construction and manufacturing, education, and services, science and technology. And we'll be releasing policies in respect to those 6 key drivers over the coming weeks and months. And what we can say now is that the greatest risk confronting Queenslanders today is job security. We're going to ensure that if you come alongside us and help us to build a better Queensland, you're still going to have a job. The LNP is committed to leading a government that is better for Queensland, because more government isn't the answer to our problems. A better government is what we will build. We'll be a common sense government that listens, plans and acts to build a better Queensland. Now, you've been very patient, so let me close with these words. In closing, I want to reaffirm our position. Within the fast-changing political landscape that we all know is out there, the Liberal National Party will not be entering into a coalition with One Nation. I'll draw the line right here and now between us and them. And One Nation might be good at spelling out the problems, but those problems require more than just a thought bubble. Thought bubbles, uncosted promises, won't create a single job. They won't protect our most vulnerable, and they will not build a better Queensland. Now, they talk and disintegrate. That's their record. Our team stands united, and we're doubling down, because we're a party that brings together 2 proud traditions, Liberal and National. And that means that voters get the best of both heritages. And my commitment is that we will work for Queenslanders to ensure a better future now and for our children. And I say to you that the Liberal National Party is the only party that can fix Labor's mess. when our side of politics vacates the field and doesn't argue its case, that's when we see the rise of one nation and others. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to fight our corner against all comers. We are about preserving the best of our traditions and setting our agenda based on our values. As Sir Robert Menzies once said, the individual, the family and free enterprise. And under my leadership, our values are clear. We will put Queensland first. Every day, I get up, I go to work, I look after my family, I do my best to them to the best of my ability. And so the battle lines are drawn. The choice is clear between a team with the energy, the enthusiasm and the experience, a team committed to 5 clear priorities, a team with 6 clear economic areas of work, a team committed to build a better Queensland, and a team concentrating on jobs, jobs and jobs, and a Labor government which just does nothing. That is the choice the people of Queensland face at the next election. But together, with the people of Queensland, with their support, I believe that my team and I can build a better Queensland for all of us. Thank you very much.